short-term forecast, dangerous surf and rip currents associated with dangerous and distant Hurricane Bonnie. Early this evening, the weather buoy 20 miles offshore Cape Canaveral was reporting long-period swells of 10 feet, while the buoy 120 miles east of New Smyrna Beach was reporting swells nearing 20 feet. Breaking surf at the beaches will be in the 4 to 6 foot range this evening with occasional higher sets. Rip currents will remain strong and numerous. Refrain from entering the ocean if you're not an experienced surfer.
So, are you just going to ask me questions and I can answer it and then we'll go from there? And you can edit out anything that makes me look stupid? Or if I say something really messed up that needs to be gone?
Yeah. Let's talk about how much we hate Scott Geiser.
This is Mike Sickle.
I want to
How you doing, people?
wake up, feel fine, grab my baggies off the clothesline. I want to wake up, restore, thinking back on the night before. I said yeah, then I did it. Having not a
feels like a
second
rape
thought.
dungeon in here.
I know exactly what he tastes like.
I said yeah, then I did it. La 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 la.
Just your mic, homie.
No, 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 no. You cannot buy the beer. Beer! Also nice. No, 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 no. I always blame the beer.
Okay, here's the show.
Z,
What?
for the next hour,
No more blasters.
no more blasters. We're going to keep calm.
Stick a little in that mic.
Yeah. Because we're trying, and Dave's going to be really loud and obnoxious, so we have to leave the mic open for him.
Yes, we do. Dad, when he's doing it.
Oh, yeah, we got to turn these phones down, huh?
Z.
Very nonchalant, very super easy. This is just a conversation. Kids, have fun. Don't hold back. Have fun in any way, shape, or form. There's nothing to hold back on. Like my kids, we scream at my children from the other room when they're being loud in a joking way. We're like, shut the hell up. You know what I mean? We go crazy with it, and it's all perfectly fine. Okay. This show is super, super fun like that.
There's a billion people listening.
I know, right?
Don't blow it.
We're on episode 74. And out of all of our hosts, I'm the only one here. We kind of put this together this morning. And Thad, thanks for coming on here.
You're very welcome.
And we've talked for a little while here. You guys let us use your music for Low Pressure.
Right.
And it's been pretty badass. Like, we've been using it quite a bit, as you probably have heard. And been getting a lot of awesome feedback. Everybody loves the memories of listening to something that we all listened to 20 plus years ago consistently, with stickers all over town and the whole 9 yards. And for it to come into full circle. And to have you, Dave, we have so many people. Andy, right? And the children. What are your names again?
Tava. Zealand.
And you guys rip. Like, I saw those pictures, surfing. Badass. So I'm going to kind of throw it over to Thad. I want you to tell me about everybody and talk about what's been going on.
All right. Well, to my left is Mr. Dave Post, Surf Coach Post, one of the original Volcom team members and ex-professional surfer.
AT.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, man. How's it going, man?
Good.
Hey, and jump right up into that mic. Like, okay. Don't be scared to right in the top part of the mic. You'll get your best sound, and you'll hear it out of your headset.
All right. And
yep.
To my left,
boom, perfect,
is Zealand, Dave's son, and to my right is Tava, Dave's daughter, and this is Mr. Andy Carr.
How's it going,
Andy? What's happening, man?
Glad to be here. Thanks.
Heck yeah, man.
Thanks for the Southern hospitality.
Yep, that's right. Welcome.
Z's birthday's today.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's start right off of that. Happy birthday, man.
Thanks.
So what have y'all been doing today?
First we went to Playa Linda to surf.
Nice.
That was really fun. And then and then we went to get public subs. That was really good.
Probably the second coolest thing you could have done today. That's pretty awesome. Past surfing.
Those are the best.
Heck yeah, they are.
We skated Titusville too, right?
Oh yeah, and we skated Titusville Skate Park.
Oh, nice.
That was pretty fun.
Nice. How is that park? Is it all right?
It's really fun if you like really small skate parks.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have too many obstacles, so you can't really do too much, but it's really fun.
There's usually not many people there when we go out there.
No, there's no one out there.
So you kind of have the freedom to kind of have fun.
Yeah, that's another thing that's good about the skate park. Like, there's not a lot of people there, so even though it's so small, you can still get a lot of fun out of it.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
You like the skate park, huh, Tama?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You rip out there too?
Yeah.
I got to see more pictures, man. that threw me like 3 or 4 pictures, and I'm just like, oh my God, look at these super children. Just awesome, man. Just ripping it and having a blast.
I'm not as into skating, but I like it.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's really good.
That's great.
Seems like it's a foundation that all the kids have nowadays.
That's great.
With the skate park. And
it's something that wasn't there in our childhood.
Right. That's right.
And it's like, I guess the only experience I can correlate of seeing it grow is through like Rob Deerdeck and some of these guys when they were kind of building skate parks around and other people. And
had
you
a
start
big push behind it.
Tony Hawk had his stuff going on. Then it went Viva La Bam, all the old CKY2K videos and all that stuff.
Right.
They started kind of getting some skate parks kind of going around and doing some stuff and getting more videos out there and more stuff going, and it kind of just spread.
It did. It seems like everywhere, even Titusville, like they were saying, this skate park is pretty cool for the kids.
Yeah.
We were just in Amelia Island. I have a brother-in-law up there, and they have a skate park that's just like a pop-out skate park, and it produced some X Games athlete from that area, and it was a girl, and we drove by, and it was so funny. I'm like, whoa, she just did a tray flip, like, and landed switch and rolled out. I bet you that's her. Wow. And Dave was like, dude, turn around. Let's go get her and say what's up. I wish we would have, actually, because you don't see that every day.
No, that's great.
Yeah, a little bit of.
But, seeing the skateboarding, and it's something that's, it seems like it's a lot more accepted than it was in our day.
Heck yeah.
To where there was a lot of, drama where you could and couldn't be.
That's right.
And now there's places.
The cops.
And it's established.
The cops would give you a hard time for different places to skate. You get chased around.
And so, where do we want to go with this? Do we want to start talking about the? I'd really want to talk about your board that you've developed here, man.
Okay.
Now that we're sitting here talking, it's just in my head.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about it.
So Colleen, that's on the show, I think she knows Liz.
Right.
Y'all's parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our mom.
Your mother.
Yeah.
So and they know each other, and she has an endo board, and she's been just talking about this endo board for weeks now.
Right.
And she really wanted to be here to talk to you about this board. So how did it come to be? Like, tell me about it.
Well, I have a couple of. I've been in San Clemente for quite a while. I'm like 49. I'm getting old here. Quick, it's going by quick. Let me tell you. But it's been a good run. But so we live in the south end of San Clemente, and I have a couple boys. I had a couple boys, and they're youngsters. So we've started out with, like, as your friend likes the endo board. I remember just being in like a little enclosed room for the kids, because there's always stations for them. Mm-hmm. And the endo board on a real soft couch, or sorry, not soft couch, but a memory foam.
Yeah.
That would really be safe, and the kids can kind of spend hours watching SpongeBob with their baba in their mouth.
Right.
And, rolling back and
just
forth.
Playing around.
Yeah. So that was always something that was kind of neat from the get-go with the kids. Like, whoa, might as well get them to do stuff and learn and work on their balance and all that. But so we had a ramp and a half pipe in the backyard, and with the spine, and the kids are out there every day skateboarding. And all of a sudden, after about 3 years, both the boys were in on the couch and had a blank skate deck.
Okay.
And when we were kids, I remember we put the inner tube around the skateboard deck, and we bounced on it. And remember those days?
We all do something.
Yeah,
crazy.
like duct tape.
We're all doing something. We're jumping off a roof with a bed sheet, thinking we can float down slowly.
That's right.
We're all trying something.
That's right. So anyway, so the kids were they're bouncing on the couch and getting pop on this deck. Yeah. And I'm looking, going, man, there's got to be something for kids to learn how to ollie.
Okay.
In the house, that's the first thing I was thinking, like, how cool that would be if they could just
without like completely busting their ass.
Yes.
Multiple times over and over, multiple injuries and hospital stays.
That's right.
To land a certain trick that it took you or somebody else to learn.
Right.
Let's get a good base and a good start.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So the boys, so the deck was like that. So all of a sudden I'm thinking, wow, couch springs, screw them into the board. and just like, I'm kind of just tweaking.
Yeah.
I'm going off on this thing, right?
Yeah.
And my wife, I'll check it out. And it had a bunch of springs. It's a funny looking prototype, but there's like 30 springs in the bottom, and I'm in the backyard looking like Pogo's stick with a skateboard. It was definitely
awesome,
funny.
man.
She said, "You're crazy. You'll scratch the wood floor. It'll never happen." But then my one buddy was like, "Don't show anybody that," And I'm like, "Whoa, that's kind of weird." It's like, it's got a little something more behind it. And I kept just messing around, and I tied taped a bike tire like a snake up and down it.
Okay, yeah.
And then like inflated it and tried it. It didn't really get much action, or I was trying to think outside of the box. And then wheelbarrow inner tubes. I went to the hardware store.
Okay.
Yeah, and ended up getting that and duct taping it to the board, and then bounced on the deck. And it was like a trampoline board. It bounced.
okay.
And I was like, holy moly. And
Game
it's
changer.
quiet. Yeah, game changer and low impact, and the thing really has pop. So I had a friend named Chad Shetler, and he's like a pool skater, avid skater. I totally trust what he says.
Yeah.
He's like a pro skater. And I said, "Hey, dude, will you look at this? Seriously, what do you think?"
Yeah.
And he was really blown away. And right then I started working on the patent in 2013. And now we have bindings on the board, and you can utilize them on the trampoline. And the kids are really going next level. And the skating is, I've seen kids from the trade show that Thad would help me on, of course.
yeah.
I would come to Orlando, and that's how we met.
Oh, yeah.
Thad would just pick me up from the airport and take me to and work Southern Hospitality, talk to 50,000 people, and then go home, cook me breakfast, and we do it again.
Heck
And it's
yeah,
just like,
man.
and then
That is so awesome.
got to meet all of his low pressure
Yeah.
fans. It was funny. I was like, "Do you guys know that?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, he's
Yeah,
the guy."
He really is. I've known. Oh, I got stories for days,
I
man, and I've
bet.
only met him a few times, and still
funny.
have stories, and they're
Yeah.
all positive and awesome, man.
Yeah, really cool experience out here.
That's great.
So the East Coast is super important.
That's great.
And ever since I've known these kids, they saw Sick Tricks grow, because in 2013, how old was Z, Dave?
Let's see, he was 6.
Yeah.
6
Okay.
years old. So he was
Wow.
right there.
I'll
That's
never
awesome.
forget this day.
You were 8.
Yeah,
I'll
I
never
was eight.
forget this day. I was at their house. It was Carson's birthday. We were having a sleepover, and I was just playing around on it, and I landed my first kickflip on it, and I was blown away
man.
by it because
That is
it was so
awesome.
fun and easy.
That's
cool, man.
That stuff like hits me deep.
That's really cool. And you guys have how long? Like, when did you guys develop this?
In 2013, and then it went to market in like 2014.
Okay.
But with that being said, it's crazy like developing it.
Yeah, it's got to be expensive just getting the distribution, getting.
It is.
I mean, it has to like scale at an extreme level for it to just pop off real fast.
Right.
So.
And to keep it and stay alive.
Yeah.
With the growth. It was crazy. The first year was like 900, second year was 1,500, next year was 3,000.
Nice.
So with that being said, I was buying it for too much. So I learned a lot over the years. So I think I'm at like year 7, but you can really buy a product for too much and then get it out there to Eastern Skate and all the big dogs, 200 retail stores. And then I'm like, wow, how am I going to come up with 100 this next year to get to 6,000? It was on such a high demand, and I had to descale and go like, whoa, wait a second. So I really had to buy the product cheaper, and it's really hard to stay alive. But now we're really, I've figured out how to get the product and get it onto Amazon and the website.
That's a huge thing, and navigating all those different. There's so many different platforms
There
online.
is so
okay,
many.
and everybody's selling their own platform.
That's right.
There are like stock companies that Peter Thiel, is a big name who started PayPal and his platform
Huge
through and Elon Musk and him did that together.
Right.
And now Peter Thiel has just started a platform, and it's been released to the stock market. It's an IPO, and like it's for the military defense called Gotham.
Wow,
best name in the world, right?
Yeah,
for military defense. But like all he's doing is creating a platform that is accessible. What is Amazon? The best platform out there right now, to get out to the most amount of people. I mean, you can buy toilet paper on there. You can buy, you got the whole gamut.
So the Gotham
being
thing,
able to get it on there though, and to get your platform and get it out there to the right people.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? That's all.
Yeah.
That's what it takes, man. Because it sounds. I mean, the product sounds pretty damn awesome.
It's awesome.
And you have kids here that are just totally backing that up with how
Yeah.
awesome it is, and that's where those are your people.
You're right about that because when the kids love it, there's no way you're stopping it. There's just no way, and that's the reality of the product.
With any fad that's gone, it's
That's
the youth that really pushes that.
As long as there's kids, it's not going to stop. It's really, it has legs, and now it's
and it's an activity.
It's an activity.
It's active. You
can do it in the house.
We all, I mean, as much fun as we all have playing games and kids have playing games, there's still a balance that you have to have.
Yeah,
and be able to do it indoors too.
100%.
Right now you got COVID going on. You got crazy stuff happening.
That's right. I left out a big part of how the board came to.
Sure.
When I was a kid, I had surfed in Costa Mesa, where Dave's from. Dave's like the air show, Volcom. That's where he grew up. He was like really inspirational to me. I always saw him doing huge airs and all, for being. He was a little bit younger, but he was on the cusp of like the best guys in the world doing it. But that's where I grew up. And my stepdad, or my parents got a divorce. Stepdad worked for NASA, moved out here, and I had been surfing in Annapolis, Maryland, 3 hours away from the ocean. So where we lived, we were kind of landlocked. And with that being said, there wasn't a skate park. There was no ocean. I was indoors, literally looking out the window. And when it's snowing and there's so much basement room, it would be cool if there was something
you could do.
So the Sick Tricks really was something. I was looking out the window like bummed as a kid. But with this, it really opens up the kid to stay with progression, with the kids that have it. In the room, they can have a little trampoline, like our accessories and stuff, and they can keep up. And then when it's their turn to be at the skate park or surfing, they're really progressing. It's
I see it like when I see someone create a product or anything, and who am I? I don't know anything about, as far as distribution and doing it the right way, and if that's going to be a good product or not. But the one thing I feel like I feel pretty confident in saying is you didn't make this for just to make money right off the bat. You made it out of a utility of fun, and something to do. And when some other people are the ones going, "Hey, that's something there," that's when you know what I mean. And
that's right.
And you've stuck with it all this time.
That's right. And the kids,
you love doing it.
I love it.
The positive will always come.
I agree. It's really cool, and being able to travel with these guys and
that's where we're going.
And introduce they all rip, and just being around that energy. And they help me too so much every day. They're bouncing around.
So how did all this come to be, guys? Like, what brought you guys all here? For what is it? Y'all been here the last couple of weeks, right, Dave?
A couple weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. And what have y'all been doing? Tell me about y'all's escapades.
Surfing, just skating. We only skated twice, which I'm very surprised about.
Same.
Where did y'all start at? Like, where's the first location when y'all came to Florida?
Probably Playa Linda.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the first surf spot we went to.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where else did you all go?
We went to Ponce Inlet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's our
beautiful.
favorite wave here.
Okay, that's awesome.
Well, that's hers. Mine's Ponce.
Oh,
okay.
Or not Ponce, New Smyrna.
Okay, New Smyrna's good.
Yeah.
Shark Shallows kind of area.
Yeah.
What a name.
Yep.
Isn't this something? Growing up there, Shark Shallows used to scare the crowd. I've only been out there a few times. I've only paddled way out there once.
Wow.
And that was with my Uncle Gary. And that was a mission. And there were a lot of sharks out there.
Uncle Gary's signing you up.
Uncle
for
Gary, man.
Hey, Gary.
Uncle Gary took me on. You see, that's what he did. Like when I was 14, 15, I'd come for the summer.
Yeah.
I lived in Kentucky. I was born here in Titusville, and I lived with. I'd come down and stay with my dad. And my Uncle Gary, he was our surfer.
That's sick.
He was the uncle that went surfing, lived on his own.
Epic.
Went to college.
I love it.
And just like I lived with him my sophomore year of high school. I lived with him for the whole school year.
What a legend.
And I'm telling you, every weekend he was either with like Chris Crawford, and Bill Chamberlain, and Orlando George.
Yeah.
There's two Georges, I think, right? There's Orlando George and another George.
So George Robinson.
I think so. Is that it?
Yeah, you can say Crazy George.
Is it Crazy George?
It might have been Crazy George.
Crazy George.
And my Uncle Gary would say he want to go out to the beach with me, and he would bring like a Darren Craig board.
Yeah.
He had it was an orange 7.6 Fun Shape board.
Super easy to turn.
No
single
logo
fin.
on it. It just had, shaped by Darren. It was like one of his early boards. He's like, this is a great one for you to start off on.
7.6.
Yep, 7.6.
That's what I had too, something like that.
I'm telling you, like when you went to play Linda, it had a much steeper break. It was much steeper.
Was it a
lot
single
more
fin?
powerful. 2 fins.
2 fins.
Yes. No, it was a single fin.
Single fin.
Single
there
fin.
you
You're
go.
totally right. It's single fin actually. And but then when we go to Cocoa Beach, I'm like, these are just too weak. Like there was no like depending on how big the waves are, there's no push. But you'd come to waves half the size at Play Linda, and it'd wreck your day if you weren't careful, And he would take me all the way down to Stewart Rocks. We would drive on the weekends all the way down and just follow if the break, trying to find the right spot.
That's awesome.
And man, I just have great memories of that.
Yeah.
So you kids getting to experience and do all those things and ride around. And didn't you guys go to the springs too? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the Blue Springs.
That's awesome. What did y'all do? That's the one that has all the gars and everything, right? At first, for all the big fish.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we have only been to one spot of it, and there's the big hole.
Yeah.
I dove down to like 20 feet into it.
Oh yeah.
It was so cool.
There's like a big.
really
isn't there
beautiful.
a big old tree trunk down there that you go down
yeah.
and try to touch?
That's what I was playing around in, and I was like
Yeah.
doing flips around it.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
You have to walk all the way upstream to it.
Yeah,
Is
you have
that
to
the way?
swim. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That's one of my favorite places.
Yeah,
and
the
then-
water's so clear too. It's like so awesome.
It's perfect. It's kind of like
Yeah.
an oasis. It's in the middle. Could you imagine being like a native living in Florida, and just walking up upon that or
That would-
something like that?
Insane.
And saying, do we live here? Do we just, this is the spot?
That's crazy.
Right?
It's like
Everybody seeks stuff like that, right?
National
we all seek
Geographic.
that kind of,
You're
yeah.
right.
Yeah, and another funny story about Playa Linda, I was surfing there today, and I pulled into a little barrel, and I got sucked over and slammed on the sand. I was like, oh, geez, wasn't
man.
expecting that.
What's the hardest you've ever fell?
Probably
yourself?
at Todos Santos in Mexico.
Really?
Got sucked over and just slammed.
Oh man, did black out or anything or
No, just slammed and
Yeah.
kind of pinned against like a little bit of rocks or something like that.
Okay.
What about you, Dave? What was your worst beating?
Yeah, like you've had to have some. Let's go here.
Yeah. Where was the worst beating? Was probably Sunset.
Ooh.
Definitely like big day, pedal out in the wrong direction.
What size board?
I think like a 7.4.
There you go. You weren't
Oh,
completely
dang.
out of the game.
No, not out of the game. Probably caught like a 10-footer, rode it all the way through, and then instead of paddling around the outside West Bowl, decided to take a detour around along the inside,
Ooh.
and just took the whole set on the head and just
Scary
Oh,
stuff.
man.
terrifying climb. Shouldn't be climbing the rope, back up to the top, but
Up your leash.
up the leash.
Ah, that's some of the scariest.
Did that 5 times and called it a day.
Ooh, man. 5 times.
Yeah.
Just
What a-
scared for your
Yeah,
life.
that was like the first time where I ditched the board in the whitewash and actually got sucked over the falls in the whitewash.
Oh man.
As I swam down and under the whitewash, I'm like, I'm okay, and it sucked me over the falls in the whitewash.
a whole nother roller coaster
Whole
ride.
nother- it was just another world coming from California, but it's
Wow.
like,
2 rolls.
but that's it makes you who you are, and it, like you either feed off it or you like.
I mean, that's part of the energy of what you're doing is the risk, right?
Yeah, and you enjoy it, and then once you overcome that fear, you get a lot stronger and you feel so much better. It's really cool.
That is cool.
Remember that one time you almost killed that guy on the ski at
Well,
Todos?
I dragged a friend into the wave and he let go of the rope right in front of the rocks.
He went. That was
God.
his fault.
He let go of the rope.
That's right. Hold on, even though I'm going 90.
Hold on.
He's like Brick almost killed a guy.
So we battle about that one. That's
Yeah.
always like, it's a team sport. When it's a skier and who's holding on, you don't have to let go of the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
What was your Dave? What was your start in surfing? Like as a child?
So my child, let's see, it started on a single fin Jerry Lopez model for my sister.
Okay.
And was just instantly hooked and wanted to surf. But I grew up actually 15 miles from the beach, and then just wanted to surf every single day. And then once I was able to drive, my parents were supportive and just drove to the beach every single
What was your
day.
local break?
Newport Beach.
Okay.
So that was like the closest spot for me. So it's kind of really like a lot of the beach breaks here in Florida, where it's just wedgy little beach breaks. So,
Okay. Does that the one that had the boardwalk, Newport Beach, right there?
Yep. Yeah.
The only time I've ever been to California, I was there last year on a work trip, and we spent some time over at Newport Beach and had some food and hung out and walked around. You get that whole hill area to the left or to the south of the bridge, or of the pier. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And it's just beautiful, man. So that's where it started, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Andy, you spent a lot of time there too as a kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a special place.
Yeah.
It's the Balboa is the kind of their intercoastal waterway there. That there's a ferry that comes across and it puts you on the peninsula, and then you can go straight across. And when you take the ferry across, you're a step closer to the wedge, and that's where it really starts, all the way down at in the south, very farthest south wedge, and then 18th, and then the pier, right?
Yep.
Dave, and then all the streets kind of. What is it? What 18th is?
Yeah, like the start of where it gets really surfable.
Where it starts getting fun.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of really cool people there, legends, and there's, with every town in San Clemente, it still has that really kind of a good vibe between the surfers that all know each other. There's a pretty cool community there, just like here.
Yeah.
Really rad. But Dave, he is the coach of CDM, which is really special.
Exactly. Yep.
That's a really cool deal.
Now, from Newport Beach, what brought you to your experience in Titusville?
So
or in Florida in
Tevin
general?
Zeeland's mom, my wife, is Elizabeth Post, and she basically got hooked up with Thad and Monica back in. I always throw this one out there, 82, but it was probably maybe like 90 or something.
Okay.
And she maybe even lived with Thad for a little bit, did she? Probably. Like,
Probably.
She was really close with Monica.
Yeah.
And went to all the low pressures. Went to some low pressure shows and
back
stuff
in the day.
back in the day. And then, what is it? As soon as we got married, we kept coming back here, like,
awesome.
Once a year, twice a year for like the first 5 years the kids were born, basically.
Awesome.
And then now we've been coming back every year or every 2 years.
That's great.
And today I finally, out of all the times of coming here and skating that skate park, I finally ollied the stair set.
Awesome, man.
I was so happy about that.
Dude,
You
that's
have to come
killer,
back.
dude.
Now you got to
That's
go
killer.
switch.
So how, I don't know how Andy and Thad got hooked up.
Through you, right?
I think
It was through Liz. She said, you got to call Thad. And I was like, I'm coming here with my board in my hand, the Sick Tricks, and I'm going to Orlando, and I'm going to go talk to a lot of people. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, this is the most stressful thing I've ever done in my whole life.
That's a big experience to just like say, hey, I'm just going to go meet this guy. Like, Thad, who are you, man? Like, what's going on here?
Who are you?
Like that is, you just know everybody and you're just a connector, right? Are you a networker? Is that your thing?
He's really a networker.
I reckon so. Yeah.
I reckon.
A good one too, man.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome, man.
He's a vibe farmer.
He is a vibe farmer.
That's me.
He's a cool vibe farmer.
Hell, I love that term.
Yeah,
A vibe farmer.
That's just
That's nice.
that one's getting trademarked.
That might be the title, the vibe farmer.
That's a really, really cool one.
I like that, man. That's nice.
Yeah, if there's any investors out there, just be sure and just check us out.
And you have a surf school where you teach kids surfing?
Not necessarily a school, but I've been coaching kids for the past, let's see, right after my pro career ended, I got offered the job to work with the Volcom team, the amateur and pro team. So I did that for about 7 years. And then the industry started slowing down, and then picked up a couple of high schools and a handful of independent kids. And it's kind of really the same thing where I'm just working with a bunch of kids, and now I get to work with my kids, Andy's kids, and just I enjoy surfing, and I enjoy like trying to help kids get to that next level.
Yeah.
And that's how I think Thad and Andy and I are connected, because we truly love surfing and skating and action sports, that we're just trying to pass down our information and enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's
you do it for the pure enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
And you did it professionally for a while, right?
Yes, I did.
And how was that experience for you? Like the travel, you must have went everywhere. Did you go to multiple countries?
Yeah, I got to travel quite a bit, and I just truly enjoy surfing. And getting to see the world was just something that I just never knew was going to happen until I got hooked up with the guys at Volcom, and the owner of Volcom is Richard Wolcott and basically Troy Eckert, and those guys were like my coaches back then, and they kind of guided me, and I'm trying to do my best to like give back the same way they did to me.
Gotcha. It's interesting. I'm a perspective kind of person, and the way I see it is like growing up, like surfing was kind of people were starting to make money, right? And on TV, you could have these circuits, and it created this whole thing. And from there, now we have coaching, and it's even it's stepping. Like skateboarding, everything was one thing, and now it's another. And it needs a nurturing from the right people that understand what it brings to your soul, your nature as a person, and what you can share with other people. It needs that to continue to grow and to continue to do it, whether it's on a large scale or on a small scale. It doesn't matter. I just think it's awesome.
That's well said. It's true.
I think it's really cool. I see podcasting. This is what I do, right? Like a friend of mine, we listen to other people's podcasts. Tom and Dan in Orlando was a big one because they were on Real Radio, and I'd print T-shirts growing up and listen to Howard Stern and them, and we'd go to their events and stuff like that and have just fun. It was just fun. And then those guys broke off because they just saw this new thing, a podcast, like having your own voice to say what you want to say, how you want to say it, without FCC control or without someone having to be hired to do it. You could, like, the internet came out, man. Like, we can sit here and do whatever we want and say whatever we want.
Yeah.
And for years, I listened to other people's podcasts, and it's like, man, I just love listening to other people talk.
Right.
Not many people are about that, right? Like,
it sounds really good.
Yeah.
Your voice is like, you're killing it over
Appreciate
here. It sounds
man.
like I swallowed a frog. But
dude, it all sounds good. And once that edit comes out, dude, it sounds fantastic. Sound great, guys.
No,
I
but
really do.
That's really cool that you did that.
And to me, I'm not a person. I don't like talking in front of people usually. I'm a social person. I'm a networker.
Right.
I'm always trying to, like, I know somebody who knows somebody, and that's why
you
I think I draw to Thad in a way,
yeah.
man. I think I have a draw to you in that way just because I understand it, I think. And not a lot of people do understand it the same way. But podcasting, a friend of mine says, we got to start a podcast. And we did it for like a year, and it was so much fun, but it was so much work that you didn't realize. And then when nobody else was doing all the extra work with you, it kind of got tough. Yeah. And I didn't have the community around me to do it the right way for long term. And they're still my best friends and be on here anytime they want, but it just wasn't their long-term goal. And now I've got Charlie and Colleen and Chris has come on recently, and we're watching a new thing happen. Like, podcasting is going to be in cars soon. It's going to be over radio. Like Joe Rogan has more just in the conversations that he has with some of these just super intelligent people from all walks of life. He has more draw than Letterman, Leno, Carson, all those guys combined.
Wow.
His downloads and his viewer audience is bigger than all of them, to where he just got $100 million Spotify deal.
Wow.
to talk to people for 3 hours at a time with no break. They sit there and they
hiring?
Yeah, I know, right? They do what they want. And all it was is they just wanted to talk. It didn't happen on purpose. It happened because they like talking, and a lot of these guys are comedians or they're this and that. And they start getting all these like really awesome people from other countries, these people with other ideas and thought processes.
Yeah.
And I just went down a rabbit hole, listened to all. Then you follow their podcast, and it's just blowing up.
That's great.
And seeing you guys, I mean, I just kind of see this as a parallel. And this is something even I think I will always tell everybody this: y'all should have a podcast in some way, shape, or form. You can do it so easily, and it's free marketing and advertising for what you guys are doing. And to talk to the kids and just hearing the kids excited about like going surfing and going to doing this and going to do that. When there's kids in the car with their parents and they're listening to something, they're listening.
They're cluing in. The kids are waiting.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of that. I want to have fun like these kids are having.
That's right.
And that's a huge big thing. And kids have podcasts. There's kids that have YouTube channels and all these different things. And I'm just glad you guys are on here sharing. I'm kind of excited about it because I see the networking and the things that you guys are doing, and it's just pure fun.
Cool. We appreciate it.
Yeah. You know what? T's been talking about it with me for a long time. Like, we talk almost every morning because it's pretty cool that I wake up early. He wakes up at his time or whatever, but it's like my time's usually about 5 o'clock that I get going.
Yeah.
Before light, before first light, and then I call T driving to work. And he's getting up, moving, and then we just rap for like 30 minutes, and we're like,
love it, dude.
He's like, we need to get this podcast going, and then finally,
You do.
You asked, and I was just like so stoked.
Hey, you
Like,
do.
this is really cool.
I'm serious. I mean,
Yeah.
just to sit down and have conversations. And it might not even be for anything particular. You guys just might be chilling one night and just sit there and just throw on some mics and sit here and talk like you would be normally. Just everything sound. Who cares about the rustling of the cat? I mean, it's it's a natural sound that you're bringing, and then it's creative. And then you like one of my favorite parts that I like to bring to the show is I love trying to gobble up all the different music and sounds that I could use for breaks, because I don't want with a podcast, you have a lot of things that you can and can't do, and you need to have permission. But for me, I didn't want to pay people for anything as far as music is concerned. I want to share music, and I want to share all that. And then if something ever comes of it, then I want to share the proceeds of that as well. But doing it through sharing local music, especially music from 20 and 30 years ago, that we all were just mega fans of it. And all of our people, we have 1,000 people in our group, in our Facebook group. And so many of them, I've been to this show, I've been to this Indium show, I've been to this, because Indium's our intro, and Low Pressure, we got you guys on everything. We have the Nature Kids, which is from New Smyrna Beach. We got Troy Holloway and those guys, say, please use our music. And you know what I mean? And it's just so cool to be able to share that, because a lot of the positive feedback that I get on the show is the sound, the song selection. The way the intro is, the way the outro.
For a long time, I was using all his music for my coaching videos. I
Okay,
put
yeah.
music behind my coaching videos to go up on Vimeo, and all the kids and parents were like, "What's that music you're putting on?"
No,
there?
man.
And I'm like, "That's Low Pressure, my buddy's music."
Just
They're like,
chilling,
"Where do
different.
I find it?"
Yeah, man.
And it inspired him to start getting at it, and
That's fantastic, man.
It's good stuff.
It really is. Do y'all mind if we take a break real quick?
Cool.
And then we'll come back and get like another just a few minutes. And
We want to listen to Low Pressure.
Yeah, man, let's do it. Cool.
Matter of style. You don't know what to do with it.
It just turned on.
My name is Wormy.
What's your name? Did you say your name was Chicken Daddy?
My name is Wormy.
Wormy.
That's how he wakes me up every morning when we wake up early. Like that.
Good morning. It's
My name is Werby.
Wormy. My name is Wormy.
Time to get up.
It's time to get up, Wormy.
Hi, my name's Wormy.
Hi, I'm Wormy.
Love it.
T's got a few voices.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we're live.
Hi, I'm Tony So-and-so. If you're like me.
Then I'm exactly like you. If you're like me, then I'm exactly like you.
Zila made up that one. Gotta give credit
So
to him.
adjust is the
Great.
name of the
Yep, adjust the mic.
cool man.
Hi,
Heck
my
yeah,
name's
man.
Tony So-and-so, and if I'm like you, you're just like me.
That's insane. That's a heck of a sales deal.
I like cars.
So
Do you
good.
like cars? Buy my cars.
So
Give me your money.
You like podcasts? Buy my podcast.
Just.
You
Just
like
my
money?
podcast.
I like money. Give me money. You don't give me money, I
love it.
won't be your friend.
That's right.
Okay.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, Hurricane
All
Epsilon.
right, so we are back from break.
Epsilon.
We just probably talked for another 30 minutes. We could have recorded all that too because that was really good.
Yep.
Kids, man, y'all ready?
Yep.
We're ready.
Let's talk about some fun times. What else did y'all do?
Okay, so what? Like we started. Let's see. It was about 70 days ago. We called T, and we were like, "Hey, we're coming to Florida, and there's going to be a hurricane sitting off the coast, and we're going to have a lot of fun."
And we were screaming. We're like, 73 days. Oh my gosh. Yay.
Countdown.
We're
And the-
going out to DMJ's on the ski that day. I
Oh, yeah, we
remember.
were. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, all involved. Andy over here inspired us to purchase a jet ski, and he's
Nice.
like, "You need to get it and start pushing these kids, Dave." And I was like,
Yeah.
"No, I don't want. No,
Yeah.
I can't do
no.
that." Anyhow, it all worked out, and then all of a sudden we got on the plane, and sure enough, Epsilon was sitting off the coast, and T was our director here, and we've been having a blast out here.
Heck yeah. Now, as a father, how is it watching them fall, your kids have dangerous situations that they're talking about? How does that make you feel in the moment while it's happening? Knowing the risks that you take when you do certain
Yeah,
things.
there's been a few times where I've definitely been a little bit nervous where they're out the back and I'm on the beach and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're out there. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they come in and they got a big smile on their face.
Then
and
the
I'm like,
pride kicks in, right?
Yeah, then the pride kicks in, and then, just the other day I was just like, oh, look it's Burn Your Sunday. those are fun days,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's fun surfing with your kids and
gotta
enjoying the
be.
same things that I've grown up doing, and they're starting to love it too.
That's
so
so great.
It's a blast.
He pushed me off of the wave the other day. I was trying to go, and then he turned my nose of my board
No.
around. Yes.
Hey, she messed up on a wave, and I was just like, hey, if you can catch it, get by me, then go for it.
So Epsilon, boys and girls,
Yeah.
we're talking about how hard you scored. So 70 days you called it out, and then
So wait, you were up in
North Carolina.
North Carolina
They had a-
surfing nationals with your kids.
The NSSA has a national championship, and in California they cut all of our competing off
Oh yeah.
because of
there's
the
some-
COVID, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
really sad
Yeah,
because
it's got to be, man.
it is. All of our parents come and watch these kids compete, and Dave's coaching, and thank God the coaching, Dave could still be at the beach.
Yeah.
These ladies who run the competition on the East Coast and West Coast, they brought everybody out from the West Coast to compete in Nags Head. So we ended up going up there, my two sons and I, and then came down, and we got lucky for the hurricane there. These guys were down here with the hurricane, and we flew down and met them, and from there, Thad, he was organizing like where to surf everywhere, and these guys got really good waves before we showed up. That's how
Great.
it normally works with me. No, I'm just kidding.
I remember at Cocoa Beach, it was just so fun. Me and my dad were paddling all the way out to the back and just getting waves all the way into the inside and then running down the beach from the drift
that's
and then just
awesome.
In
paddling back
trunks.
out.
Yeah,
Right?
I was just doing laps. It was so fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The warm water come from California. It's like 68 there, and you come here and the water's 80, and you're like,
It's just
oh, this is
beautiful.
nice.
Yeah, it's so easy to go surf. You just like put on a bathing suit, go surf.
That's so amazing.
Bathing
It
suit.
really is so true.
That's when we surf with Randy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's,
Yeah.
that's the first time we surfed with Randy.
Randy Nolan.
Yeah.
Really, that's a big name.
Yeah.
92
Big
NSSA
name.
national champ.
That's right. And he lent me his board, which was I've never met him before. Talk about
Yeah.
Southern hospitality. Here's a $500 board you could borrow. And you know who else is CT Taylor? When I came here through Thad, those guys just, I'm telling you all do it right back here.
That's great.
Really nice to
That's great.
travelers. And that
Hearing you talk about all these big names that you see on TV and stuff like that you're connecting with and doing all this stuff, and the kids getting to experience that.
it's crazy.
That's a beautiful thing.
It is.
It really, really is.
How's CT Coach Caroline Marks, and she's all over in the Olympics. It didn't start because of COVID, but it's coming, guys.
Wow.
We're gonna get it. We will get it. But
and we've had big names like Kelly
amazing.
Slater's Cocoa Beach,
Yeah.
you know, and you have the twins that were Cocoa Beach, right?
Hobgood Brothers.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Hobgood Brothers. Nice.
Now it's
India.
Evan and Derek. Evan and Eric.
Geiselman.
Yeah.
Yep. There's been a lot of big names kind of from this area, and it's the waves aren't overly big here like they are in a lot of other areas. But we've got a good culture here.
At Palm Beach area produced some big wave surfers too. Peter Mendia and Baron Knowlton. These guys are guys that are pushing the envelope at 50, and they're in big surf.
David Dixon too.
And David Dixon.
He was a rush charger.
These guys are just. It's funny because the East Coast has short intervals in the waves, and it actually is really, really a little. I'd rather be in giant, big, long period swell than being in short period and just as big because you don't have any time. You can.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard with that short period, and that means just waves are coming in.
Yeah.
One after the other
At the Epsilon location, like, tell me about those waves. Like, what is that scene like? What is that? Paint a picture. Like, how was it to surf?
At Cocoa Beach, it was literally just you would paddle out and nonstop just duck dive, duck dive, duck dive, duck dive, and it would take you a good 10 or 20 minutes to get all the way out the back.
Yeah.
And by the time you're already out there, you're so tired.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, and then you're out there. How long do you rest before you take your first wave? Do you just charge
Not
it right
even
off the
5 minutes.
1 minute.
first one? You're like in,
Yeah,
and then you got to charge it right back out again.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you're lucky, you can get a few turns, and then if you look ahead and see that the wave's kind of dying out, just kick out, and then get out there real quick before another wave comes, and then get it again.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Perfect.
coming from California, we're not used to those kind of swells because we are always used to south swells where it's you have to wait 10 minutes for a set to come.
So in California, the difference of the wave is here you might have faster repetition and more waves to surf, but in California you might have a higher quality wave. Am I wrong? Or
Oh yeah.
I think you're right. But the
Yeah.
quality of the beach break here is just as good as anywhere in the world.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
yeah,
Is that safe to say, Dave?
Yeah. You just whenever the wind stops, you just got to be on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the go-to time. It just the wind starts blowing, starts creating some swell, and just right when it stops, you got that 6-hour window. You just got to be on it, and that's when people
Magic happens.
lose jobs.
yeah.
That's what Kyle McCarthy said. He
Oh,
lost his
man.
first job when we were up surfing with his brother-in-law. And,
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
what was the
there's-
island?
Amelia Island.
Amelia Island.
Yeah.
And he said the waves were good, and he just didn't show up. He's like, I'm going to have to fire you. He's like, sorry.
Got it. There's another job down the street.
And do you guys every year go on multiple trips? Is there certain places that you go to every year, or is it something that you?
It kind of depends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We've been coming here almost every year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least once a year.
Okay.
And we're going to Jamaica maybe soon.
Oh,
And
nice.
so that'll be our big trip for the year.
We're going to go to Waco in a few weeks.
Yeah, and then last year
Very
we
cool.
we got to go to Nicaragua for a week, which
Oh,
was
there it
super
is.
cool.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
It was really awesome there.
Andy's boys are training in Hawaii. They've been going the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's pretty
Great.
crazy. The Pipe House, the Billabong Pipe
Okay.
House. So it's intense. Dave's already gone down that road, and I thank God he's been there. I'm like, man, this is kind of, you get nauseous because it's big. They have the helmets and the reef, and there's a lot of stuff that can.
That can go.
Oh,
That
yeah.
can go down. I mean,
Yeah.
it's dangerous. There's
The Bradas.
There's a risk for a reason. Yeah.
The Bradas.
There's a lot of good people around that look out for you, though, and that's
Yeah.
as long as you can be surrounded by that, and then have an idea of what. Before you go out, always really look and see what's going on. Imagine if you were swimming in, what would your options be? That's what I always tell the kids. Like, okay, it's 10 feet. You're out there. Your board's breaking. What's your option?
Yeah.
Like, you have to body surf one in over the reef, or and that can be an overwhelming situation to be in.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
love T's always said that one, and I love that. It's just like, hey, can you take your leash off and swim in? You always have that in your back pocket. Like, if you can't do that, then you just better get your
That's
tail.
true. That's something that my uncle brought off the bat.
Oh, really?
Guaranteed.
I
Sounds
mean,
like
he always had certain. He was very good and responsible on how he taught you.
Where is he? We need to talk to him. Sounds like he's an amazing guy.
Gary's awesome. Yes, he'll definitely listen. He listens to every episode, so he's gonna love this. Okay, that we're talking
Somebody
about
like
again.
that in your life, you never forget.
He this past year tried to start. It was in March. Walk the Appalachian Trail.
Epic.
He just retired, so all he does is go out and surf now and hang out, and they go mudding a lot. They got one of those little 4-wheelers to go out mudding and everything.
Oh, that sounds so
whole
fun.
family goes.
That's amazing.
Yes, you guys got to go mudding here.
Yeah.
Gotta go,
Does he got an extra truck we can mud
Oh,
in?
dude, they'd probably take you. They got 4-wheelers. They got a whole crew,
Oh,
man.
Gary.
If I get Gary out with Thad and say, hey, Thad wants to hang out and go do this, dude, it'll happen.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
But he went to go do, and so he's been walking. He'll put like 30 pounds on and go walk in Enchanted Forest or go here and there.
Wow.
He's got my dad out walking, and we were so ready. We were going to talk to him on the podcast before he went, but then the COVID thing hit, and we weren't sure what was happening. He was 6 days into the trip and just texting at me, kind of telling everybody how it was going here and there.
Good for him.
But wanted to kind of have the phone away and only use it, maybe once a day to check in or once every, couple days. And he got 6 days into the trip, and it canceled because COVID. They were closing, certain parts of states down, and this down, and that down, and places for him to stop. So it was going to be too much to try to navigate. So he had to rent a car and come back, and he's going to wait for it all to kind of succeed.
How is that with the COVID? How, like, traveling with these guys, with us, with Gary? It's like it's accepting it. A lot of people hit out. I was one of them. I was hiding out. My wife's like, "Are you crazy? You gotta go."
There's a balance, I feel like, in everything.
I think so.
And when it comes to this, I don't think to each their own.
Yeah.
If you want to stay at home and be super protective, then you have every right to.
Heck
but if you want to just still live your life and go through that risk, then that's on you. It's your life.
It's tough with the kids.
Yeah, it is. It is.
They want to move.
My kids haven't been to grocery stores, and I couldn't tell you how long. They used to always go with me to the store,
Yeah.
I don't take them anymore just to be safe.
That's what we
But they
did.
go to school. They go to a public school, and they go every day. We've been very fortunate, So who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, at the airport we had to wear like a mask the whole flight.
Oh, I know, right? And it's just
and then then it's a full flight, so the distancing's out the window, and then one guy will have it off and on, and it's just at the end of the day, it's try to just be healthy. Right?
For what you can control, just do what you can control. I feel like, and just let the rest of.
I think it's a good thing with the mask traveling in the plane. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Other countries have been doing it for a very
years,
long time.
right?
I mean, China. It's a very normal thing for them. Like, we panicked for all the masks and everything.
Right.
Like, we didn't have that supply and that stockpile that we needed. We've learned a lesson. If anything, there is going to be a bright side eventually.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of bad things though with it. It's being used in a lot of bad ways. I feel too.
I do too. That's like a crazy subject, huh? It's like, holy moly. But traveling with these guys is awesome, and being here, and being with T.
I see it like you guys. The reason I asked about what trips y'all had planned is like one of my favorite. I love watching surf documentaries, all different kinds. And there was one I can't remember the name of this one where they actually
Endless Summer.
Well, Endless Summer for sure. I saw it at the theater. Like growing up, but they had the one where these guys were like ice surfing, and they were going to all these places across the world where you could skate or surf, but it's very hard to get to, and it was cold, snowy, icy kind of situations.
I'd like to do that with these guys and just put them in the right gear. Wouldn't that be fun? I mean,
that'd be
it
so
was
fun.
insane watching them
cool
and
stuff.
what they were going through and the way they had to travel just to get to a certain break that may or may not be there.
Right.
Just for the idea if they can surf it, you know, and what they went through and the expense and the journey is
the search.
Yeah, and you guys are doing that, man.
Wasn't
And
that kind of
you get to do it with the kids? It's
Wasn't
awesome.
that kind of when we were growing up? It was always the search. Just try to be alone and find this epic
Something new.
setup, new that's not.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
And those are the days, and we still are living them. It's pretty cool.
Do you guys video a lot of? I saw some of the pictures. Do you guys video some of the days?
Yeah, we were just working on some edits with T just today, and then I think we're gonna try to finish up most of them tonight, tomorrow, and then hopefully send out a couple edits. You know, of our little trip, just super fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we finished mine.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, we finished.
Yeah,
she got hers finished.
Heck yeah!
These guys pounding it
Girls
out.
first.
What's the Instagram tab?
Girls rule, boys drool.
Girls rule, boys.
Yeah.
No, what is it? That's funny.
What, at Tava Post or what?
Tava_post.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there it is. Hey, I'm gonna get all of y'all's stuff to tag.
Oh, yeah.
On this episode and everything. Cool. And y'all have YouTube channels with your videos on them and stuff?
Tava has hers.
Yeah, I have
Yeah?
a little one, but I have like 2 subscribers.
Well, you're gonna have a third.
Hey,
we're gonna subscribe too.
We're gonna start the Vibe Farmer.
Sure.
Oh yeah, Vibe Farmer, man.
YouTube channel.
That's what it is.
It's on. It's on.
The Vibe Farmer.
Vibe Farmer.
Tomorrow that better be officially registered.
Up and running.
Yeah.
Officially registered.
Video 1's Epsilon.
Me and Zealand
that's
have always
great.
been talking like, oh, we gotta start a YouTube channel, but we never have. Same with
My
Andy.
kids have done
He's
the
like,
same thing.
Yeah.
They don't watch TV anymore. Do you guys watch TV shows very often, or do you
No.
watch
Honestly,
YouTube
I
channels?
do. Zealand
SpongeBob.
Not at all.
watches YouTube, but I
YouTube,
watch
right?
TV shows. I
Yeah.
watch Netflix.
SpongeBob
everything.
SquarePants.
Yeah.
I don't.
What's
I
your
don't-
favorite YouTube channel?
I don't know because I just
You
watch
do
random.
know.
Like
No.
everything?
I just watch. I'll see something on basically on my For You page, and I'll look at it and watch it, and then like midway through, I'll click off of it because
What's
I'm
a
bored.
For You page? Sorry, I'm out of the loop.
It's like everybody that you
Like,
follow.
so-
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like I don't have an account on YouTube, so I won't
Yeah.
subscribe to anyone. I'll
Yeah.
just look at people and watch what they're doing and stuff.
There's so many of them. There's
He
prank
also likes
videos. You have
TikTok,
everything.
too.
Oh, TikTok's
Yeah.
pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
There's a lot of stuff
Yeah.
happening on there right now.
Yeah,
My
but
favorite YouTuber is like I have 2. Alana Blanchard.
Okay.
She has really good ones.
Yeah.
And then This Is Living. It's Koa Rothman. And
Okay.
He's from Hawaii.
Oh,
and he
awesome.
charges.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
That's,
I mean, you have so many videos. Like we didn't have. You had a
good one.
surf
that is
channel.
a good one.
We had a surf channel that would sometimes are on ESPN. They might show a tournament or they might show something going. yeah.
Yeah,
I can't-
There it is.
I think Fuel TV is trying to get a push back too.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mike
yeah.
Carter, do you hear that?
Yeah.
I literally can't watch. I'll look at someone's YouTube channel and I'll see that they're vlogging or something, and I can't watch that. It's just so boring to me.
Yeah.
So if I was to create anything, I'd probably do a podcast because
Yeah.
that's way easier. You just talk instead of vlogging your whole life.
And you can do a podcast like you're saying, and then you can
And
add
a
a
vlog,
video
huh?
aspect to it.
Yeah.
You could almost do it to where you release it out for audio, just like someone does an audio book, or then they speak in front of somebody at the same thing. Just you're either looking at it or listening to it. I like to listen into it more myself, like what you're saying, because you can still go have all your experiences and do all your stuff that you need to do while you're listening. So it's sometimes when you're watching TV or doing something, what are we doing? You're going to be like me, all big old fat belly sitting on the couch watching TV all the time, where you're getting to kind of go out and experience stuff and listen to music, listen to podcast. It's awesome.
That
Yeah.
is a totally good point, because you can be still doing work and listening to a Dave or Z, for instance, or and still being
I don't get to read much, so I
Yeah.
listen to audiobooks about
awesome.
something,
Yeah.
or whatever,
I like it.
You guys have so much more choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking, actually, I do have a YouTube channel that I watch
Yeah.
consistently. It's called Beefs TV.
Beast
It's-
TV?
Beefs.
Beefs? Okay.
Yeah.
E.
Oh yeah, and Jamie O'Brien.
I
That
like
one's a
that.
good one.
Oh, nice.
But Beefs TV is it's basically just surfing and stuff.
Okay.
And that's like really entertaining. Like it's not vlogging or anything. It's just straight surfing and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a lot more entertaining. Like I can't watch someone vlog. It's just so boring to me.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, the surf.
I like it
when it's intertwined with the surf and maybe music and high-fiving people and farming vibes and all that.
Farming vibes. Yes.
It makes it fun.
Yeah.
But I really like the point that you were saying with the podcast, and you can do there's so many different things.
Yeah. And eventually we're gonna have it to where we're gonna have it set up to where we'll have like 3 or 4 cameras in here that while we're recording. See, I don't see that, the video editing. That's something that Chris that was here, he's good at.
All right.
But his schedule's so hard too. But we're gonna buy all the equipment and we're gonna record it, and then he's gonna post produce it for our YouTube channel, to where we can actually have a video aspect of the same thing of the kind of like Rogan and all these other guys are doing.
Classic.
And just kind of because it's just another platform that's free. I mean, all these social media things, there's negatives. But the positive is they're all free marketing.
It's really free.
You know what I mean? Okay, some of your privacy is this and that. What's so private? You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody's being watched.
What's so private?
There's
unless
no
you
way out.
really have something to be worried about. It's okay. But it's all free advertising for everybody to use and to share and to talk about. And
really smart way to get out.
You guys, with what you're doing, I'm so happy to hear you're doing the video part of it too.
Cool.
And as that upgrades into the to the YouTube channels, to any platform, platforms, any platform, and you never know what it's going to take and what's going to turn into
Spotify.
I know Spotify's
Good
getting
gracious,
big. They're really their Google Podcast has just moved their stuff over too. They were Google Music. And they have a straight up podcast function now.
They're amazing. I do my web stuff with them, and they're on it. They're helping you. It's really user friendly.
That's good to know.
Really user friendly.
I'm on WordPress through our site and everything, and
I
I've
did
thought
WordPress for a long time, and I would have to have somebody intelligent like yourself running the back end. It's user friendly. The Spotify it really is, and you can keep your stuff updated because I noticed that was a problem. I couldn't get involved as much.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
really it's Spotify. That's why they're huge. They're really amazing. Pretty crazy though.
Man,
these different companies.
And dude, like on your end, and you might already be doing. I'm not telling you what to do in any way, shape, or form, but
I need the help
on your board. No, on your board,
yes.
Like getting kids out there using the board and doing stuff, and then throwing those videos out on a YouTube channel, and then sharing that onto your Facebook page, and then having Thad share it onto his Instagram page, and have it's that whole transforming networking kind of thing with the right hashtags is what I found.
Yes,
hashtags are so important.
Yes,
meta
I need
tags
you.
and
I
all
wish you were out on the West Coast,
dude. I'm telling you, dude,
it's hard.
It's
kind of tough.
It is.
To keep him on the YouTube channel. I had one and did really well with it, and then it's almost you have to keep it going.
You do.
It's not fair to your guys. They're all psyched. It's like you got to keep it rolling.
You have to for it to work. You almost have to have that continual just high energy, or have somebody that is that high energy.
That's right.
Sometimes it's just you have that's the guy with the vision, right?
He's got the vision.
You got the vision. Then you have the actor.
And Dave's got that high energy.
Who's the actor? The kids are the actors.
They are the actors.
I remember I was telling Andy. So I was me, Cannon, and Carson.
Those are my two boys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We were playing this game, and I was thinking it's like this game called Skater, and it's like a skate game on your phone.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, why doesn't he put sick tricks in a little game?
Oh,
and he could kind of sell sick tricks off the game.
If there's any investors out there,
that would be awesome.
No, that's
it. Really would be.
Way.
There's so much. There's
so many different ways.
And that's the cool part about doing something on your own. Yeah, that's the cool thing about doing something on your own.
That's right.
There's all these ideas and other people. When you see other people get excited about what you're doing too,
Most of these young kids, when they're telling you that, you're like, man, you're right.
Yeah.
And a lot of kids they'll see a game and for an instance, Fortnite. Mm-hmm. They will spend so much money on a game that's super fun.
All the merch and stuff.
Oh,
yeah. So if Andy could make that game and then get a bunch of downloads on it, then he could probably sell a lot of sick tricks with it.
Dude, that's
so
awesome.
Smart. This guy's hired.
I love it.
He's
dude.
been hired since day one.
I love it.
He was telling me
game on
multiple different because the kids are so intelligent with all the new things going on. It's like
I love it.
I listen to him, and he's actually really good. I've done a couple YouTube episodes or whatever, Sick Tricks, and he's really well spoken. And my kids are all like kind of shy, and Z's like, no, this is the way it is. It's got it. He's really good. So I thank Z. Appreciate all your help. You too, Tava. And then Dave, he always posts stuff, and just like you said, networking. And T, we're all networking, and
we'll keep this going too. We'll I'm gonna get all links and everything, because I want to see all this and share it. And Dad, you even sent me something not long ago that we haven't even used yet, that Chris hadn't even had time yet for, is that stop motion.
Oh yeah,
that was an old stop, dude. That was so cool the way that looked. That's awesome stuff, and it's very unique.
Yeah, the Super 8
and,
stuff.
and you made that?
Yeah, I filmed it when I was I don't know, like in the early 80s.
Okay.
With the old Super 8 camera.
Oh, that's cool, man. You still have a lot of that old type of equipment still, or is that all long gone? Or
no, I do, and I have lots of footage that I haven't digitized yet. So
yeah,
it's a fun,
very cool
nuggets. Yeah.
Oh man, really good at what
very
he
cool.
does. Huh?
Oh, I know, he really is.
Everything from playing a flute to
all of it, man.
Everything. Elton John at night. It's like, wait a second. Do you mind if I play with the keys a little bit?
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
He's an amazing teacher as well.
That's great, man. That's so awesome.
And the prototype with the Sick Tricks, I've seen it. It's so funny. You need to see it.
Oh,
the
screws in the board. It's pretty funny.
It's so funny.
It looks,
awesome, man.
Yeah. Look, see, he's getting back to work already.
Look at, he's ready, dude.
He is on.
He's on it.
Heck yeah.
They got the energy we don't have now.
Yeah, it's. I'm looking forward to this gets me excited.
Yeah.
To get out there more, and that's kind of why I'm here as well. Kind of networking with yourself and high five all the kids, and really,
it's phenomenal. Really, it's just a cool experience. This is the benefit that I get out of podcasting, is just hanging out and talking to people. That's my social strong point. I enjoy new experiences and new conversations and new ways of thinking about things, and that's where podcasting comes into play, man.
It's really neat,
and I really appreciate all you guys coming on and chill. I know it's getting a little bit late. I think we're all getting a little bit antsy.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
But,
yeah, thank you very much.
Anytime, like when you guys come, if we did this every time y'all came in and got to get all the updates on how the kids are doing.
We'll count on it.
Oh yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
I'd seriously be all about making that a normal,
Perfect.
a stop in y'all's trips.
Yeah, same here.
We can even at some point, I got a portable little setup with 4 mics. If you guys were somewhere, I could even come to you guys and we could sit there. You can even have the beach in the background and talking and hear that. Like we can do some different things with it.
That's awesome.
And have some fun and be creative.
You have a mic at Dave's house on the West Coast.
Yeah,
we could tie it all in together.
Easily.
We just got to coordinate and figure out how to hook it up.
Heck yeah. I'm still like I'm totally self-taught. I watch some YouTube videos and I plug in some stuff in. I'm going, does this work? This doesn't.
Epic.
And then I get I'll buy stuff. Like I bought a couple. Like I got a guitar here, ukulele here. I got this over here, and I got this right here was a fun one. This was a sampler.
Epic.
It's a 5. And
trial and error, huh?
Yeah, a little drum machine, and I'll throw it. I got the other setup that I'm going to be having here soon, and where it's all going to be connected. So if we get some talented people that want to play music live, they can come right in here and play music live. I played viola in middle school.
Epic.
And I was like a first chair. And then when I got to high school, I didn't want everybody to make fun of me because I was moving to Florida. And so I didn't tell anybody that I played because I was embarrassed about it for some reason. So what are you and your kids, right?
Yeah.
I played too. Yeah, I played in 4th grade. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
With my kids.
I
Viola.
did too, and I.
Oh yeah, Cannon. I remember I sat next
Viola
to Cannon.
too?
Yeah.
Yes.
There was a girl when I was in 6th grade, and we had to either be band, orchestra, or chorus.
Right.
I couldn't sing. Band was full.
Viola.
These 2 very pretty girls were doing orchestra. So me and my friend Bobby Castleman were like, let's do orchestra.
Heck yeah.
And we had a blast. And so I bought one.
That's epic.
And I'm going to self-teach myself how to play again.
That's awesome.
So I can mess with all my friends because they've always teased me over the years for joking. I used to be able to do this or do that.
Yeah, that one surfer I was talking to about Eric Geiselman, he's in a band actually.
Oh, really?
A pretty good band. And he's I think guitarist for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eric, he does it all. He'll play the
all,
drums. He'll do whatever.
Oh, that's awesome.
He seems that way.
My coach Charlie just bought his kid a set of drums.
That's awesome.
For dude, so cool.
Yeah, I have an electric guitar in my room that
Oh,
I play
game
a lot.
on.
Yeah, I know how to play like Happy Birthday.
Okay.
And that's it.
Oh, can you really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
she
so
taught
cool.
me too. It was fun.
Oh, that's
Sorta.
cool. The piano, like I got a piano in there. I bought for the kids when I moved here.
Oh yeah.
Just
I
so
play
they could
piano
just
too,
have,
yeah.
you know, and it needs to be tuned, but it was just a cheap, piano. My kids have they get on their phones and they find out how to play songs. They're playing the Mario theme song. They're playing.
How is that?
Oh,
That's
dude.
so easy for him to learn.
It's insane, and I'll record it.
YouTube
like,
has
I'll record
everything.
it.
Iron Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my
It
mom
teaches you
always tells
everything.
me like go on your phone or your TV and just like search up
Yeah.
videos to learn on YouTube. Yeah.
So I'm over here just learning just the basic how to hold the keys and do the basic keys right, and I'm like watching a video and I'm like slow, like trying to train my fingers, and I'm like, oh, look what I just did. And then my son, it's 8 years old, he'll walk in here and do the whole Mario theme intro song like it's nothing, and then laugh and walk away.
That's it.
And I
Beat
just
that,
turn
Dad.
it off. I go,
Beat that, Dad.
That's right.
and my daughter's the same way. They'll walk over here and just for hours play, and I love it. It's fantastic.
Way
So,
better than staring at the phone. I mean, the phone's all right, but that's
It's
just-
awesome, man.
It's crazy.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Good way
All right, guys. Well, thanks. Episode 74.
Indeed.
Thanks for having
when
us.
Dave was born.
Yep. Year Dave was born.
74.
Happy
And,
birthday, Z.
what are we naming this? What should we name this show?
Epsilon.
Epsilon, yeah.
Epsilon.
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 Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Happy birthday,
All
Z.
right.
Thanks
And-
for
and
having us.
what's the new company?
birthday.
Vibe Farmer.
Vide Farming at Epsilon.
Vibe. Vibing.
Vibe.
We're
Vibing.
I love it. I love it, guys.
A viber.
Well, thanks again, guys. And like I said, we'll tag everything, and we'll do this again for sure.
Awesome.
It was
yeah.
fantastic.
Look
Thanks for
forward
having
to
us.
it.
Appreciate the
Phew.
time. Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
How cool is-
Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more. Saying you're gonna be alright. Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more. Saying you're gonna be alright.
Dude, that shit's killer. Oh, dude, that was awesome.